Welcome to the Left Brain, Right Brain podcast. I've got Luke, who's your biggest fan.
Oh, yeah, Luke.
Lovely to meet you guys.
No affiliation with me.
Yeah,
I
no
literally found him
affiliation
on
at
the
all.
street.
I've never met this guy, thank God. But
I was kind of wondering which way to start this party, whether it would be more serious or more goofy. I did want to ask you about Miss Piggy, specifically to Melissa, because you're a Miss Piggy fan.
Yeah, I have a Miss Piggy tattoo.
Yo,
Here.
that's so sick.
that's actually so tough.
You probably can't see, but I have Miss Piggy. I have Miss Piggy shit all over my house.
Wow.
Like that's my first love and my first obsession before I could even speak is Miss Piggy.
So
My parents said that they would basically like sit me in front of the Muppet Show because every time she came on camera, I would just be like, like just giggling and going nuts.
is that why you dedicated a song to New York because of the Muppets?
No, but I like that are you saying that because of the Muppets Take Manhattan, that movie?
Well, aren't the Muppets like just New York in general? They like
No,
no?
not necessarily. No, Jim Henson also had his studios out here in LA and he built a lot of them here. But Frank Oz is from New York, and I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't originate in New York. I think it was actually like Philly based. They had a show first called Sam and Friends. Jim Henson did with his wife, and that was the first appearance of Kermit. But so no, New York, our song has nothing to do with the but, yeah.
I guess it's probably because of the LCD sound system video, New York, I Love You, which has Kermit. Maybe that's why I fucked up.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute. I didn't know that. Brady loves LCD sound system, but
I've been trying to convince Melissa to love LCD sound system because there's literally like a million elements of why Melissa should love LCD sound system based on who Melissa is.
yeah, but I don't like
to.
I don't like the way he sings. It's not my thing.
That's crazy. That's a fucking insider scoop right there. That's insane.
I know.
I
Also-
respect him, but I will say my favorite songs of his they sound like versions of other songs that I already love.
Well,
Like
it's
Oh
funny.
Baby sounds like Rise from Public Image Limited.
Well, I was at a bar the other day, at my friend's bar, and they played a song that sounded identical to what's like the biggest LCD sound system song? The
Dance Yourself Clean.
Yeah, and it was just based off of like the whole thing was just ripped from this other track that came out like 10 years before. Like the whole thing minus the vocals. I was shocked. Yeah.
I think he often does that. There's this weird post-punk band called, I think they were called like Swimming Pools or something like that.
That's the one.
Okay, yeah, that song is the whole bass line and drums, is ripped from that.
That's so sick. The other day I went to an illegal rave here in Australia, which is where we're both based. And I noticed I also work at Levi's, and my employees at Levi's were talking about the rave. That's something that doesn't happen, that kind of word of mouth. You don't hear it happen in the rock scene, which I'm also a part of in Australia. And I was wondering, you guys are kind of between both worlds. Where does, I guess, LA and your scene kind of fit into that? Are people passionate about live music?
In LA, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something going on every night pretty much here in Los Angeles, but there's definitely a crossover between the rock scene and the rave scene and the punk scene and the goth scene, and there's this crossover that happens with electronic music that kind of brings all of the scenes together. One band in particular that I feel like has done that is Schweffelgelb. That brings people from like all different scenes and genres.
But they're from Berlin.
Yeah, they're not LA based, but when they come and play here in Los Angeles, people show up.
Yeah.
But it's because Schweffelgelb, if you listen to it, it's techno music for everybody. Like I my friends that are mainly into like 90s New York hip hop, when they heard it, they were like, oh shit. And my friends that also play, like my buddy Juan Waters, he's from Uruguay and he plays folk music. He also was like, this is amazing, So yeah, if you haven't heard Schweffelgelb, I would listen to it. But in terms of LA bands that mix all of that, we're kind of like a weirder band. There's not anyone I think here that sounds like us, but we get kind of lumped in with like more dance music here.
Yeah. Are weirder bands encouraged over there?
It depends what you define as weird, I guess. I think we're a
What do
weird
you
band.
define it as?
I think we're a weird band because we're so genre jumping all the time.
Yeah, same.
And I do think people that liked us in the past when we had more of a particular sound. I think those people, like most old fans, want you to conform to that and stay within that. But I just love our music, and so does Brady. So it'd be so weird to not change with time. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
But I think there's definitely places here in Los Angeles that like let bands get weird and try their weirdo shit out, and like you can come and go see weirdo shit, you know, that night. Like there's definitely like certain venues and places that hold that. But if you want to be like a pop producer, a ghostwriter, you could also be that in Los Angeles because there's like that scene as well here. It's like many different scenes here in Los Angeles. It's kind of weird because like you may never know anybody in that scene and have lived here for 12 years and then be in like a big scene of people, but you don't know anybody from that scene. It's weird.
That's actually, yeah, really similar to here. Like I went to a bar that doubles up as I'm in the punk scene, rock scene, kind of EDM scene, and I went to a bar that's usually a jazz bar, and on a Thursday night it's a honky tonk blues night, and all the people there are just wearing fucking cowboy hats and double denim, and like I've never seen these motherfuckers in my life. I've never seen them on the street. You know what I mean? Where do they live? Where do they go?
We have that here too.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys would have heaps of those.
Yeah. I know people who like I know people who play in hardcore bands and then go to these honky tonk nights and like do the whole whatever the dance is, the two
the square step, or was it
square dancing?
Square dancing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Brady, do you like double denim, the Canadian tux?
Oh man, I've never rocked one myself, but I definitely respect the fools that do.
Yeah.
It's hard to pull off.
Yeah. I think if I were to do it, I would have to do the skin tight jeans, just because there's this Dolly Parton song. How's it go?
Why'd you come in here looking like that with your cowboy boots and your pretty boy jeans? It's like,
wait, no, pants. Jeans.
oh yeah.
Wait, painted on jeans because
I have to hear this song.
Look like they've been painted on, you know.
I have to hear the song in my head to like quote the lyrics correctly, but it's called "Why'd You Come in Here Looking Like That," and you should check it out. The video is awesome. It's got a sexy cowboy with very tight Canadian tuxedo on.
Yeah. Look, I would check it out, but I'm at Levi's nearly 4 days a week, so I dream of double denim, and also I think the jeans you're referring to are the 502s. But anyway, I don't fuck with skinny jeans. I know that's like a popular thing to say, but yeah, the skinny. I'm a tall guy. That shit's never gonna be flattering on me, man.
I had a skinny jeans crisis when I was like in our practice rehearsal space. I was like in there by myself, just making something. There's like a stand up mirror in there. I walked by and I was like, "Who is that? Like, what are you doing? Like, why the fuck are you wearing this? Like, this is crazy. You look ridiculous." And I literally stopped what I was doing and drove to a fucking Levi's or like some mall and got like the baggiest shit they had there. And I have never worn skinny jeans since.
He was wearing 511s at the time.
Yeah. It literally sounds like the jeans were talking to you. You know what I mean? Like the zipper opened up and just like, you know, of course, hell told you to drop it. But that's great, actually. Moving away from jeans, because I feel like I already do this in my daytime. I don't really need to be doing this now.
Yeah.
When I found out about you guys, through Automatic, which is also like one of my favorite bands. A band that you're very closely affiliated with. I noticed your vibe in the videos, and obviously not everything you see on TV is the way things are in real life, but you have such a cool, nonchalant, but like energetic and infectious vibe. Do you find that sometimes doing interviews or chatting to people can impact that by humanizing you in a way?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't really change in between the two. Yeah, it's the same music.
So not true. You on stage is very serious.
They talking about the music video.
But in general, the whole package.
Yeah, I actually kind of think it's a little, I've said this many times with Sextile, where I'm like, I think we take ourselves too seriously, like in photos. And so I've always been like, because I appreciate bands that are goofy and have more fun to their aesthetic. But I feel like on stage, the one thing that people constantly tell me about me is that they love that I smile, and I can't help that I'm smiling the whole time because I'm having fun, you know? And
I'm definitely way more goofy off stage, and it definitely will probably humanize me. And people will probably be like, "Oh, I thought he was a cool guy and like really quiet and not like nice." And then some people are kind of surprised when they meet me sometimes too.
Dude, don't worry about the whole humanizing thing, man. The whole Levi's segment, that's done it for you in spades. You are one of us.
Yeah.
Moving into something that's a bit more serious, listening to the song Disco and listening to the lyrics, which, you know, were literally like no time for disco, they've got control. Looking into like the Vogue dance, which was popularized by Madonna, which was a way of bringing voices to the mainstream, and the Dance for Revolution group that protested police brutality. Is this something that kind of was playing in the back of your head when you write a song like that?
It was during the time of another big school shooting.
Yeah.
And so both Hazing and Disco from that record are about the school shootings. Because
Sandy, right?
I don't think it was during Sandy Hook. Because Sandy Hook was like 10 years ago. But I mean, basically in America, we have school shootings all the time. It's kind of like fucked up because there's probably been one this month that I don't even know about, because at this point, the press doesn't really report about it. So you have to look it up, and we constantly have them. But there's been quite a few really large ones, and Sandy Hook being one of them, where this like kid, because he was still a teenager, went and shot up like elementary school kids. Like,
Yeah, we heard about that one here as well.
Yeah. The No Time for Dancing is kind of got a little bit of duality to it, where it was like I was working as a catering job, and sometimes I have to wake up at like 2-3 in the morning to be there to like be on the set for photo shoots at like 6 in the morning or something. So I wouldn't be able to go out, and it was felt like, I have to go make money to pay rent, and so it's just this ultimate control over me. And then at the same time, Live Nation was coming in and buying up venues here in Los Angeles, so there's kind of a little bit of a duality there.
Yeah, even the actual title of the song, Disco, specifically, I mean, you probably could have called it something else, but historically speaking, Disco Demolition Night, it was a hugely controversial event, like the death of disco, which was just a way of marginalizing certain communities and demographics as well. So it's cool that you had a song that's a banger and, made me think of that.
I'm sure all those people feel really stupid about that. If you're referring to when they were burning the disco records.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they all feel so dumb about it. I remember, it's my dad's part of that generation. I remember when I was a kid, because he's such a rocker, he was like, disco fucking sucks. I remember him saying that. And in retrospect, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, everyone inherently responds to house music. Like, whoever you are, when you hear a good house written song, which is a disco beat, you just like want to dance to it. And it's, in retrospect, I think everyone can agree, even like a band as large as the Bee Gees, there's like a reason they wrote bangers. ABBA.
They're the best. Yeah. The Bee Gees are the fucking best, man.
Yeah, Bee Gees were incredible.
I love the Bee Gees, dude. Like, it comes up a lot on this podcast because I started an R&B, Michael Jackson kind of thing on this side of being a punk band. And the Bee Gees, like, I went and saw a Bee Gees cover band. Dude, I nearly cried. In fact, I did cry.
Wow. Nice.
Thank you. Now I'm humanizing myself.
Yeah. Damn.
The most human I've ever seen.
Early Bee Gees record, the Bee Gees first album, where they were like a psychedelic band.
Is that the one with the fucking boat?
No, it's got like a weird face on the cover that's like a painting with like 4 different. I think I have it in my record collection behind us. But the Bee Gees first is like this weird, cool psychedelic record. Like everything that came post Sgt. Pepper's kind of influenced on it, but it's incredible. You should listen to it because it still has those beautiful vocals.
Yeah, I mean, the Bee Gees are incredible, and disco, like, I grew up thinking I didn't like disco as well. Maybe that's just like a thing. It's like, it's not cool. And the whole thing about Tame Impala, I mean, where he is now, is that he felt like he couldn't make that kind of music when he was growing up, so he had to make psychedelic rock to kind of fit in. And then the moment that he had some power over the industry, he made disco music and just stayed true to what his roots were, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I was definitely growing up the same way, being like, disco's not cool. And I eventually, had a turning point.
You were saying before, in terms of working like a job and also going to photo shoots and stuff, I saw an interview you did where you talked about being broke, which is very relatable. I'm sure both Luke and I can relate to that wholeheartedly. How does the music sort of change? Yeah, you'd have like better equipment or you'd have more synths or whatever, but how does it affect the sound not being as broke as you were?
Yeah, I think you can hear it from record to record. If you go from our very, very first record to like our second, and then to our like EP, you can hear that by the EP, I actually have monitors to actually mix on. But before like the first record, I use like computer speakers and like shitty Sony
Really?
headphones. Yeah,
You mixed
and
off of your laptop, dude. That's how I mix this podcast.
basically, yeah. I mean, it
Fuck
sounds.
that, dude.
Dude, listen to it. It sounds like it.
It's insane, bro.
Yeah, so that was the first, and then the second, I still didn't have very good equipment. And then the third, I had much better equipment. I had an MS-20, and we had good like audio interface and good monitors and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
Now you should see Brady's room with the crazy amount of gear that he's got. It's out of control. But because of that, none of our synth sound like anybody else's. Because Brady basically builds all these modular synth racks like on his own, and it's just like patched cable city up in there.
No shit.
Yeah.
And Brady, when did you get into doing that with synths?
Well, the modular stuff about like 2 years ago, but with synths, I've been into it forever, ever since the beginning, probably.
Yeah. Who are some of your like idols, your synth keyboard heroes?
Oh man, Liam Howlett for sure. So that's Prodigy, and I mean, Vangelis was also a first love. He did the Blade Runner, so that's when I was like, CS80, and
Greek
that was like,
legend.
that was like a huge thing for me.
Well, because we need to mention DAF is the reason that we use MS-10 and MS-20 in there. A German band that now is considered the godfathers of techno, but they were really a part of like the punk community at the time. And if you're familiar with the genre, Neue Deutsche Welle, which just means like German new wave, and then also this band from Philly that is super underrated called Crash Course in Science. We love them, and I still think that they have a song called "Jump Over Barrels," and it's still just like, fuck, if you put it on after this podcast, you'd be like, damn, banger, just unbelievable. And the synth sounds, yeah, just so percussive and rhythmic.
Moving away from synths and into dancing, the dance moves that you do are very iconic, and it's a type of shuffle, but I've got mates who know how to dance. I don't know how to fucking dance, right, at all. I come from the Joe Cocker school of dancing, which is just be a freak on stage. I don't have choreography or any of that shit. I got a little bit of rhythm, but not really. Mostly in post-production. Where did you learn how to dance? Because I've been trying to figure out those steps, and I don't know where the fuck they're from, so...
Well, that's so funny that you think I'm a good dancer. I really appreciate
You are a
that.
good dancer.
Yeah. I've never learned how to dance. It's just I just love dancing. So I've always just danced, and weirdly people have told me that I'm a good dancer, including Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo once told me that I was an incredible dancer. Which I was like, yeah, that was a whoa for sure. I was like, damn, I don't even need to talk to him any further. Like this is such he was like, you're an incredible dancer. But it's funny you also bring up the shuffling thing because I was one day we were DJing in the winter in Chicago and I was outside goofing around with Brady and I was like, check it out, dude. This is you ever like shuffled before? And I'm like trying to show him like how they shuffle. And then I have a fucked up leg to top this all off about like you saying I'm a good dancer. I have shattered my tibia, so I've actually need a new knee. So it's really nice to hear that you think I'm a good dancer, but that night from trying to shuffle, I fucked up that knee and I couldn't bend it back for like a full 24 hours.
Oh shit.
So, but yeah, so I didn't learn any moves at all. In fact, I tried to be in this like dance group when I was 11 and they considered me a bad dancer. So it's really nice to hear that.
Yeah, no, and I genuinely mean it. Like, I really do appreciate, it's the same with art, right? It's the same with your music. Like, I appreciate people who are true to themselves. I think if you're true to yourself, it doesn't matter how you do it. It'll come through. And you can definitely see that. I mean, I haven't seen you guys play live. And I feel like if you had a shattered, whatever the fuck it was, that would be really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be so
it's like the lower part of your knee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't learn to dance from anybody. I just learned to dance by just dancing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah, like I always wanted to learn how to, dance hip hop and do all that stuff, but it was something that I'm a very tall guy, so coordination can be a little bit trickier. And without the right teacher, It's very difficult to get into it. And then you grow up thinking that you can't dance, you know, when everybody has their own moves.
Well, my coordination when I tried to watch, because I've been to dance classes in LA for like fitness stuff, you know, just for like go to a dance class because it'll be fun. I have a really hard time following the teacher and also understanding like with the mirror in front of me, like what my left and right is. So I think but Brady brought up, he's like, wait, didn't you used to watch somebody? And when I was a kid, there was a TV show called In Living Color.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Yeah.
And so they have the fly girls that dance. And when I was a little girl, I used to try to figure out those moves. So maybe it came from there.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought you and your sister used to try to do that.
Well, yeah, me and my sister used to come up with dance routines. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Yeah. But that was like dumbass little, like, I don't know. It wasn't taken very seriously, that's for sure.
Me and my brother didn't come up with dance routines.
No, but you guys got to play drums in your fucking house, which is crazy. My parents would be like, you're fucking leaving for good.
Wait, drum kit in the house?
Yeah, in the basement. But I was the only one who played it. My brother wasn't into it. But it was actually one time, my brother, the TV room is right above the drum set and like the floor above. And my brother loved watching TV. And he one time came down with a fucking knife and said, if you don't fucking stop, I'm going to stab your ass. So I threw the drumstick at him and I ran out the back door and, you know, into the backyard and shit. But it was pretty funny.
You brought a drumstick to a knife fight. That's
yeah, exactly.
That's a bold move, honestly.
I was behind the drum set.
For real, dude. Like, it's so good.
Scary as shit.
You casually dropped meeting Devo. Like, how did that happen?
Oh, sorry. Like they're one of those things. So we have a really good friend who's friends with him, and Devo was having their 40th anniversary for Are We Not Men, and they invited a bunch of people to their studio, like to where Mark Mothersbaugh always records for the last whatever amount of years. And it's literally shaped like a spaceship. It's this insane studio in West Hollywood. Yeah, it was fucking crazy because it was Devo shit everywhere. And you could just play with their synths and fucking the recording studio and do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. It was insane. And Devo also played in their like little practice room there, which is like this basement part of the studio. But then at the end of the night, people were just playing records and someone was playing Wooly Bully and Mark Mothersbaugh was behind an organ and singing into a microphone playing Wooly Bully. And I was just there dancing, like doing whatever bullshit, fucking around. And then my friend who invited us there, our friend Reggie Watts, he was like, hey, I want you to meet my friend Scadudo. And that's what Mark Mothersbaugh said to me when he shook my hand.
Wow, that's insane.
I was upstairs looking at like their gold records that are all over the wall, and he passed behind me, and I didn't know what the fuck to say, so I said, "Thanks for having us." And he like walked past me, stopped, and then turned around and goes, "You're welcome," and then keeps walking.
Wow. Yeah,
but we did play a festival where we shared the same stage as Devo, and they are like
I cried to that show.
Yeah, they were. I don't. If you've not seen Devo, I highly suggest. There's a lot of like bands that are, you know, they're older, whatever, and you can tell they're doing it like kind of half-heartedly. Devo's like full, authentic self is still there and intact, and it's just so wholesome and emotional and good that Devo's one of the best bands I've ever seen, actually.
Yeah, I saw them play last year also for free. I think it was the year before last. I saw them play the same bill as Limp Bizkit, but I had started getting sick with what I then later found out was COVID. So I could feel the COVID surging through my body. So I only had the strength to watch Devo, not for Limp Bizkit, which I regret because that would have been, it was insane. Like the energy when they started was insane, but Devo were also really good as well. Also, you just casually dropped Reggie Watts. I just want to say before we move on that he's one of my fucking heroes, and his remix of Cherry Glazer, I think it's called Daddy, the song Daddy, is one of the best remixes of all time. Actually, probably my favorite remix of all time ever.
I'll let him know that.
Let him know. I want to get him on this.
He's one of the I would say the best friends that we've ever had. Like he's just a stand-up person. We met Reggie in 2018. We were playing a show and he saw us play, and then he just reached out and he asked us to do remix for him.
Wow.
And then we just both became really good friends with him. He's in music videos for us for both of our side projects, actually.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah, he's an incredible lyricist. Great music for he has a song about taking the subway, and I can't remember what the song is, but it's like a super introspective song about sitting on the subway and thinking about life. It's incredible.
He's insane. I'm sure he came up with that on the fly too, like right then and there. He's just the brain in that guy is insane.
Yeah.
Were you on the road with Molchat Doma as well?
Yeah, earlier this year for like 2 months.
Surely you have like a wild story I can potentially animate. Though I think I'm just going to animate the jeans conversation. But if you can come up with a wilder story than that, then I'd love to hear it with Molchat themselves.
One thing we have in common with Molchat is that we're all potheads. So every night we would get on their bus and smoke weed with them. Yeah. But we only understand like 50% of what they're trying to communicate, and they only understand 50% of what we're trying to communicate. So we're basing it all off vibes, and that we all collectively love 90s dance music and 90s hip hop, and we talk about that shit.
There's a lot of like smiling and passing the joint and looking at each other and like smiling, like yeah. And just like that kind of connection with vibes. But in terms of like crazy things that happened, I mean, we were going through a blizzard when we were heading into Canada, and it was so crazy at that point. Like we were driving down the highways and we were passing the trucks, and when you pass the trucks, they would shoot snow up onto the onto the windshield, and they would freeze over. And if it was nighttime, you wouldn't be able to see because the oncoming traffic headlights would be blinding you because you had fucking snow all over your windshield. So as the tour manager is driving, I'm leaning out the fucking window with like a fresh bottle of water out into the freezing air, and then dumping it like while we're moving down the highway onto the front of the windshield, and they're having to wipe it before it freezes over again just so we can see. And that lasts for about like 20 minutes maybe, and we
not scary
kept
at
on
all.
doing it. Yeah, so it's like it felt pretty crazy.
Yeah, at some point, because we also had a trailer with us with the merch, it just felt like we're skiing down the up the highway. It was fucked up. There was one night where we decided we had to stop because it was actually too dangerous. But also Molchat and their tour crew being, because they're all Belarusian, also them being concerned about us made me really concerned, because those guys come from like the coldest places.
Yeah.
Like they weren't worried about like any weather except that one part.
Dude, Houston was having a blizzard or a winter storm, and they almost canceled for like a patch of snow was about as big as my hand. And like they were like, what the fuck? You know, like they were like, are you kidding me? We're not canceling for this. And it was pretty crazy. It was a wild tour.
Yeah, you can hear it in their music. They did not fuck around. That video, they recorded that video in front of that classic iconic hotel. Like they have the live version that they did with I'm trying to remember the director. I've been trying to get her on I think it's Alina. Alina.
Yeah, she lives in LA. Alina Pazak, I think.
That video.
It's with Tommy Cash.
Yeah. Tommy Cash is also fucking goated. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. Saw him play here. But all those people live in LA. So Alina lives in LA, and so does Molchat now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, Molchat's on tour right now, but even after that tour, yeah, like they're just so supportive and cool. So we've kept up the friendship. But they're currently in Europe right now.
They're really funny because, well, we actually saw the singer Igor in Istanbul when we were there playing in Turkey for this past tour, and he brought us weed. With like, thank God, because you know you can't find anything there. And they're just so funny because like what you see on stage is not, I'm not sure if they want me to say this, but what you see on stage is not what you like get backstage. Like homie's like bucket hat, looks like he could be in the Stone Roses, like after you know he's done playing. And so he shows up to our show, like, and after the show we're just chatting, and I don't know what happened, but there's just some goth fan, face painted, everything right there. And we're just talking to each other. And then I start singing some 90s house song and he starts singing it too. And this person looks so perplexed. Like they can't believe what the fuck they are looking at. Like this doesn't make any sense to them. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like that. It's just that funny thing of, what you see on stage and what you get in the backstage,
Yeah, I would say those guys are like potheads that are mad goofy. So it's like the opposite of the way their music sounds.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Speaking of
awesome.
touring, any plans for an Australia show before the end of this
We're really
year?
trying. We were like
Yeah.
we were really shooting. I don't know if it's gonna happen because we haven't heard anything back from them yet. But we were trying for the Laneway Fest, and then we were gonna do a tour around that. But if we can't get anything there this year, we're definitely gonna try it next year.
Amazing.
For sure. Definitely hit us up if you do. Like, that would be incredible to see.
Where in Australia are you guys?
We're in Melbourne.
Oh, that's what I was gonna guess, but I feel like people get offended if you don't know the accent. So it's like if it was
Man,
like Sydney and I
I'm
said Melbourne.
Argentinian, bro, so my accent's all fucked up anyway.
Oh,
But,
cool. My mother's Chilean.
oh, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo va?
We both have the South American.
That's dope. Yeah. Well, no, because Luke and I play in the same project, which is, also like a mix of EDM and rock and like Gabba. We call it it's called Dole Manchild, but the genre was like future surf Gabba punk. So we kind of built
That's
together.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Sounds super sick. That's kind of what I would say I try to go for too. Future surf, Gabber punk.
So, in terms of the last record you put out, what's each of yours favorite songs off that record?
Mine is Women Respond to Bass.
Incredible track.
Oh, thank you. I love that song. Like, it's like, because we've been basically on tour all year. Like we're at home for a month now, and then we go on tour again with Automatic. And throughout like even this whole year, just playing that song every fucking night. That's the only one that I don't really get tired of, where I'm like, yeah. Like, let's go for it. It's just, I don't know, everything about it's like an inherent banger to me. There's so many different parts, like percussive parts and stuff that come in that make me continuously like locked in with the track.
I'm always up in the air between like that one, Penny Rose, and Freak Eyes. And sometimes Soggy Newports. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Freak Eyes is such a sick track too.
Thank you very much.
Massive fan of the new record. Of all of your output so far, but it's been really interesting just seeing you guys like make just such a clear evolution with every project. And it feels like this one definitely sounds the most representative of, Sextile and everything that's come before it, and hopefully the stuff that comes after this project too, because it's just got this energy to it that I really, really haven't gotten from any other dance record in a little while, and it's just scratching that itch so hard.
Yeah, he freaked out when I told him. I just casually mentioned it in the band chat, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And his caps went on, and he was just like, "Dude," I gotta do it. And he had said no to a few other interviews that I'd done, but as soon as your name came up, he just freaked it, basically.
In fact, some you guys have like directly influenced a few of the tracks that I've actually brought into the band before. So,
that's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's the highest compliment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even get back to DMs most of the time, to be honest with you. But then I saw the DM and I was like, let me check this out. Like, people don't realize I do go and check shit out. And then I really thought that the podcast, for lack of a better word, right away, I was like, wow, this is cute and funny. And so I was like, Brady, we should do this. And then he's like, okay, set it up. But
oh yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
I know, Melissa, you direct a lot of the videos, right?
I used to sort of. This last one, no, I didn't direct any of them. Brady and I always, no matter what, we come up with the concepts of what they are. I mean, we just sort of realized being in the band that we had to come up with the concepts of the music videos, the photo shoots, the album artwork, the whole thing. And we both used to have jobs outside of this, but now we just do Sextile 100%.
Cool.
How's that transition been for you guys? I guess.
Well, we don't have a manager, so it's like it seems like it'd be like, oh, you have chill time. There's no fucking chill time. We work on Sextile all the fucking time. We're currently writing more music right now, and then when we're not, like even during the day, we do like admin work and like we have meetings with each other, just like, all right, we got to answer these emails and get organized about this or that, or tell our booking agents this is what we want to do this following year or whatever it is. We constantly have to strategize and come up with a plan, including like the lamest shit, like content for social media and things that like you didn't really sign up to do being in a band. But it's just like without that, like it like it's the word doesn't spread. Like even about the tour, like we're like, how are people gonna know we're touring if we don't post about it on the internet?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's cool though that you guys are doing all your own stunts though. It actually comes up a lot with a lot of bands that I admire in groups. Like people are just kind of doing everything now.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. I mean, there's so many tools available to musicians now to be able to put your own stuff out, to be able to manage, to get like use DistroKid to get your stuff up on streaming, use A to Z Media to print your vinyl, and use Shopify to make a website, and then import bands in town into your Shopify, and then all your shows and ticket sales are right there on your website. It's like you can do it all, and it's all like streamlined for you pretty
It's like
much
remove
right
the
now.
need for that middleman altogether.
Yeah.
I'm always saying that, like, collectively, like all my friends that work in music, including all the tour managers we're friends with that we work with, we all need to collectively like write a zine or a guide to being in a band in 2025 because it's so different. Like the amount of homies I have that are like, I need a manager, and it's like, well, what do you think you need a manager for? I actually think we do need a manager right now just because sometimes we're on tour all the time and it's too busy for us to do all this communication work with various people on whatever. Like it's sometimes that can be.
Yeah, being on tour and putting out a record at the same time with no like auxiliary support for logistics is hell on earth.
Yeah, because we're playing a show and then we have to get in the van and we didn't sleep much and you want to take a nap, but before you know it, it's like, no, so-and-so, you have to have a meeting with so-and-so about this or that or an interview or whatever it is. You don't have time then to answer these fucking millions of emails on top of it, and everyone's on your ass about approving this and that. And it's just like...
Yeah, and then like, did you check that contract for that show in Germany where they're charging you 50 euros for 4 towels? No, you didn't.
Is that a real thing that happens to you? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this last tour, I finally took a look at the contracts that we were looking at in Germany, and I was like, "What the fuck? They're charging us for 4 towels, 50 euros? Where the fuck are they getting these towels from?" And you know what? You see the towels; it's like the nastiest shit ever that they're reusing. So they're just like, it's just a reason for them to keep pocketing it. And without a manager, you're the only person who's going to be able to fight that. And you don't always have the time to look over all these fucking details because like, I mean, I do all of our merch. And when I say that, I don't have a merch fulfillment company. So I have to constantly like figure out what is the most cost effective, especially in America now with these tariffs, where to get the blanks, then like who's the cheapest screen printer that's actually going to print it the way I want it to look. Because I used to do it physically for us, and I can't now. Luckily, we're at a size where it's not possible for me, but like, and then Brady mixes all of our shit while doing also all of the research of the synthesizers and obsessing over the sounds and making us sound fucking interesting. So it's just like sometimes the amount of workload, you're like, God damn, like, but because of all that, I do think we are able to not work on anything else and just do this because we have smartly somehow figured out how to financially survive off of this.
Smartly or fumbled our way into finding it.
You kind of have to, honestly. I think it seems virtually impossible to get to that stage without sort of fumbling your way through it.
Yeah, like just like, oh my God, why did we do that? Yeah, I mean, definitely I would suggest like one thing we learned from the last tour is if you're new to a region and have never played there before, play a festival there before you do a club show. And that's kind of what I've found. And like, so if you're to do Europe, play festivals in Europe before you do a club run. Build up your audience before, and then go in and do the club run because you'll have a higher turnout because of that, because of your festival playing. But yeah, that's something that I feel like I wish we did on the last tour, but we did a club run instead. Mixed with some festivals. But it was interesting. The places in the UK that had better turnouts were because people had seen us at this festival called End of the Road the year before. And so I was like,
It's actually a really, really good piece of advice.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't still so angry, gacked on anger about the towels, because otherwise I would have been able to listen to it. But I'm sure I can later when I'm mixing this and editing it. It's all good.
The towels is crazy.
It's crazy, bro. It's an unfair world.
You guys seem to have a pretty hefty record collection behind you. I have to ask, what do you think? 5 albums that are essential to Sextile as a band, to your very existence, to the fabric of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say right out the gate, I think both of us will agree on the Velvet Underground, White Light, White Heat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Amazing.
Right out the gate.
Crass, Stations of the Crass.
Yes, 100%. The Prodigy, Fat of the Land.
Yeah.
And I mean, any Underworld record from the 3rd album on, I would say, because we kind of Underworld is the project that we wish we could be sometimes.
Crash Course in Science Near Marineland. And how many is that? 4 or 5? That's 4. A 3-6 record.
Yeah, we could say Smoked Out Music from 3-6 Mafia.
Oh, fuck amazing. Yeah, dude. Now you're speaking. I mean, I love Underworld, but 3-6 Mafia is fucking incredible, bro.
I know. We love 3-6.
The best. Literally. You know, Project Pat has been posting, like, DM me for a feature. And I'm like, we're waiting to finish a track that we think he's going to be perfect on.
Hell yeah.
That we're going to send to him. Let's hope the Project Pat will fucking actually send on it.
Have you heard the Project Pat and GoldenEye mashup on YouTube?
No.
It's the GoldenEye like waiting music with Project Pat just fucking spitting bars over the top of it about cocaine and shit. It's incredible. It's actually incredible.
I will listen to that as soon as we're done here.
Yeah. No, he's making a comeback. He was on a track with somebody recently. I think they sampled. I actually don't know what they sampled. But it was like a huge track, and he's just rapping over the top of that too. He's coming back like properly.
He just put out a track with Diplo, like
that's the one, yeah.
I don't think it's a sample. I think it's modern because they're rapping about like Instagram, and it's like they're definitely saying some modern shit.
Yeah, well, I think
Jay's on it too.
His rapping's modern, but there's I don't know which rock band.
They sampled Radiohead.
That's it. Okay, that's why. Because people were going like Project Pat and fucking Radiohead, like it's finally happened, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Radiohead and Project Pat is kind of wild.
What's planned for the rest of the year for Sextile?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right, yeah. So right now we're writing new tunes. We're trying to get a few out before the next tour, so we can try them out on the new tour and see how they're working out. And then, so yeah, we're going to do a full US tour supporting the record release of Yes Please. And we'll be doing that from September 11th to October 11th. And then we have a few DJ gigs throughout the rest of the year. And then we're just going to try to pump out some new music.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're hoping by the end of the year that our new, the future record will be done.
Yeah, and maybe a single out or something like that.
Before we finish up, we always finish up the show in the same way because we're not very original or creative here on the podcast. What kind of advice do you guys have for future independent musicians?
Wait to get a manager. Like we said, I don't know. Re-listen to this podcast. I gave a couple hints.
Don't go to art school. Just use YouTube.
That's a big one.
That's true. I guess the biggest one, and then this is also just kind of a really cliche and almost obvious one, but I feel like it can't be repeated enough. But it's just like, don't give up. Like, that's it. Like, if you give up, that's it. There's no more music after that.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally,
don't.
it's dying and giving up, which is dying
Yeah.
for alive. So
Yeah. Like, like, there is an audience for all types of music out there now. There's 8 fucking billion people out in the world. And it's twice as much as when the 60s were, and there's so many people and there's so many different types of genres. So if yours isn't clicking right now, don't fucking give up. Your audience will find you.
Or you could be like, I mean, the Dare, he used to make music under an indie name called Turtleneck, and the project wasn't really going anywhere, and he stopped it and started something new, which was the Dare, and look how well he's doing. So he didn't give
yeah,
up.
I remember when the Dare was doing, because I follow and they follow us back, which is a real honor. Indie, what are they called? The Indie
Indie Sleaze?
Sleaze. Is it just called Indie Sleaze, like the Instagram page?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they were interviewing the Dare, and I remember, well, back when he was like Turtleneck, and he was talking about this maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I feel like something's gonna happen, like something's kind of around the corner, and something's gonna happen." I never imagined, once he collaborated with Charlie, it was just like all hell broke loose.
Well, I think it's really from that song Girls, because like
Yeah,
it's such a catchy tune and it's so youthful that like the moment I heard it, I was like, oh, like what is this guy? And then I wrote him on Instagram. This is pre-Charlie, whatever. And I was like, hey, you want to, I'm in this band called Sextile. Do you want to do remix of disco? And he's like, I love disco. I DJ it all the time. He never did the remix, but
oh damn,
Yeah,
but he does DJ it, which is cool either way. And
that's
it's
so
just,
sick.
but it's, I feel like Girls is so catchy. Like the lyrics of the song are weirdly very catchy. And even though I don't do drugs anymore besides smoking weed, I still really relate to like the girl he's describing in that as like me, like younger me, smoking cigarettes, hating fucking cops, doing drugs, the whole thing. And I still just, I feel like it's just such a youthful tune. And when you write a banger, it kind of goes to show that what is most important is making something that people relate to and
That's
connect
it.
to.
It's got the quality of an instant classic from like the moment that I first heard it. I'm like, this could have come out 20 years ago. It could have come out in 5 years' time, and it'd hit just as hard.
Yeah.
And I think it was repackaged. I feel like there was a different video that came out once he started getting trendy. I feel like they redid it or they put it on the new album or something, like from when that song came out. I think there was still like a 2-year period before he really got big. But that was still his like #1 track. Still is.
Yeah.
Cool. Fuck yeah, Sextile. Thank you, Brady and Melissa, for an awesome hour.
Oh, yeah. Dan and Luke, thanks for having us. Great chatting with y'all.
Yeah,
Thank
peace
you
and love.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you guys.
Pleasure.